Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as Book Anna, and today I'm in Italy. I'm currently, God knows where, in some kind of village near Crema. I came here with my friend who is super cool.
That's me.
I decided that I want to vlog a little bit, although this is already our second day here and I haven't vlogged still. But that's okay because I haven't started reading anything until today actually, and today I started reading Legends and Lattes. So I'm already like halfway through the book. It's really fast read. But yeah, we're now going back to Crema because it's really stormy outside and it started thundering, and it says that the rain will pour, so we need to go back and we're gonna go eat some poke. Enjoy my Italy vlog. Thank you. Hello, it's the next day. We got stuck in a church yesterday because it was very stormy outside. So we had to go somewhere that was like okay to stay in, and there was only this church, and it was beautiful church, like one of the prettiest churches I've ever been to. But we had to stay there, and then we were there for like an hour. I wanted to do more updates because I have not been filming very much when so we were already in Brescia when we came in Italy. Our first stop was in Brescia, and we were there for a few hours, and we've been in Crema since then. So we've been in Crema, this is our third day in Crema, and tomorrow we are going away. And Crema is really nice. We came here because one movie that we both really enjoy and we like was filmed here, and that is Call Me By Your Name. We were planning this trip for a long time and we finally did it, and I am so happy because we're finally here. And you know, we are in apartment currently because outside there's 30 degrees and I do not want to get burned completely, but because we have like closed windows so the sun won't hit us, we, you know, you sometimes like don't have this feeling like you're in Italy, but every few minutes there's somebody with harmonica passing by and just like singing in Italian, which is just amazing, really. Anyway, I'm at our apartment now, and I read yesterday actually. I read Legends and Lattes. I read few books that are said to be like cozy books, but I never really enjoyed them that much. I read one that was something like a murder with dumplings. It was like a cozy mystery thriller book, and I didn't like that one. I thought that maybe I will not like this one either, just because I never liked cozy books, but I really enjoyed this one. It was so easy to read through it. It was so interesting, and I liked how you know such small things can make you happy, and I think this book is all about small things making you happy and making your life better, and you know, just getting a new recipe for some kind of baked goods, or getting new coffee machine or things like that you wouldn't really think so much about them. You think that they're maybe too small, but when there's so much small nice things in your life, then it kind of starts becoming a bigger part and it starts having bigger impact on you. So that's why I liked it, and I really liked the main character because she was so tough, and like, you know, she's a warrior. There are all these rumors about her because she was tough warrior. She's kind of scary looking, and she has her sword, but she doesn't want to use that. She doesn't want to live that life anymore, and she doesn't want to go back to that because she feels if she goes back to that one time, then she will frequently come back to that whole life. I loved her, and I loved the little thimble, the baker. I really liked his character. He was so cute, and I want to have a mouse. I have to read the second one because it's about books, and I think I would enjoy that one maybe even more. So I'm really happy that I finally found some cozy books that I enjoy so much, because I've been trying to find those kind of books for a long time, and I finally did, so I'm really glad. I haven't read any other books. I did read this one completely, and okay, hold on a second. Yeah, so I am reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I haven't read in my June TBR. I have to read it then, but I didn't. But I'm now on a page 100 of, I know how much, 500 and something pages, yeah. It's a big book. I didn't have this feeling it was that big, but it's quite a big book. For now, I am enjoying it. I enjoy the writing style very much. And I heard that this author, I believe he passed away before the first book was out. And he wrote the second and third book, but he was never there to edit it. I heard that you can really see that it wasn't the same person. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it still, because we are still getting into the story. We're still not sure what the book is going to be about. I think I can say 80% sure what the book is about, because there's a lot of characters and for now we follow like 3 or 4 of them. And the second book I just started reading is Sirens and Muses. So I just started reading like yesterday evening, so I'm like 30 pages in, not that far in. But I also enjoy writing style of this book. Well, I'm now on a 4th chapter, and every chapter that I read so far was about different person, but not like completely different, but the person who you met in the chapter before that one, you are following them in the next chapters. And also I took with me Interview with the Vampire, and I haven't started reading it. And I took with me this book, The Last Supper by Rachel Cusk. And this book, me and my friend both have. I bought her one copy, and I bought for her birthday, and I bought myself the other. And this book is really dense, and I think we both tried reading it like a year ago, and we miserably failed reading. There are these descriptions that are so unnecessary. Like, she's describing every single thing, and I love books that have a lot of descriptions. That's one of the reasons I like Brandon Sanderson, not because he's so creative in describing everything, but just because he describes details like, buttons on somebody's shirt and those kind of things. And I do enjoy those kind of books, but this one was just so dense, it was so hard to read. I think I tried reading it even 2 times, and both times I fell asleep, or I had to just close it and was like, you know what, some other time, I will read it some other time. And we haven't started reading it yet, neither her nor I. So yeah, I don't know if I will start reading it. I really want to read it. I was really excited to start reading it, but I just don't have it in me. I'm currently in the middle of 2 other books, but they are not. One of them is with me because it's on my Kindle, and it's Surface Details. So I'm on, I think, 5th chapter of that one. The way it's written is, as I said, with Sirens and Muses, every chapter that I read so far was following some other character. I want to keep reading it, knowing that it's one of my dad's favorite books. And I'm in the middle of, not in the middle of, but I started Emily's Encyclopedia of Fairies, but I didn't take it here with me. It's currently in my suitcase that is with my boyfriend because we're both going after this. I'm going to Dubrovnik and I'm staying there for a month. I will now go read, and after that we're probably going to go in the city that I forgot how it's called. Hello again. This is Mirta. She will talk to you about her stupid book now. Take it away.
So I've been reading My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh, and it's basically a book about a woman who is very mentally ill, and she decides to sleep through an entire year. I was interested in what it was gonna be like because I've seen a lot of people like it and discuss it online, but I personally find it a little boring. I still haven't read the entirety of it. I have like 70 pages left, but it's kind of just fine. It's like it uses shock factor a lot, and I think that's what keeps it interesting, but also when you kind of look past that, it's just boring. But maybe that's just because this is not the kind of books I usually read, so it's just not for me. This is the Croatian version, and I don't know who to blame. I don't know if the translation is to blame for how badly written it is, because I don't know how it is in English, but the translation definitely doesn't help, because it's just not good. It uses very weird words to describe certain things, especially in scenes that talk about sexual themes. It uses very just odd, funny words, and I can't really take it very seriously. I feel like I see through it, and it just doesn't, I just don't like the way it's written, and I don't like that it depends so heavily on shock factor. I feel like that's the main thing that kind of pulled me through the book, because I would get through a part that was very boring and then something shocking would happen, and that would make me want to read more. But after that happened like 5 times, I don't know, I feel like I just see through it, and it's not, I just don't find it very entertaining.
I remember when I first read Stephen King, I also had this feeling like it depended a lot on shock factor. Maybe that's just the books I read, and I didn't think the books were bad or anything like that, but just there were so many parts where you just get so shocked and I would have to put book down. It just comes all of a sudden, and all of these things, and there was just so many of those parts that were like shocking, and I don't like that in books. I don't necessarily think that the books needs to be predictable or anything like that, but when you put so many shocking things, it doesn't make sense anymore, you know. It's not consistent. You get used to it. I didn't really click with Ottessa Moshfegh's writing style, or the way she even puts out the story. I just don't like it. I don't like her characters or anything. I mean, it has a nice cover.
The cover is nice. It's very, you like a pink.
I do like a pink color, but there's no yellow on it, so.
And my prediction is that 9/11 is gonna happen at the end of this book, because they keep, like, 9/11 and like the Twin Towers keep getting teased in the book. 9/11 and the general date it's just mentioned so many times throughout the book, like the fact that it's 2001. And the fact that this one character is going to work at the Twin Towers. Like, it's so on the nose and brought up so many times. If 9/11 doesn't happen, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, it did happen, so don't worry.
No, I mean in the book.
Okay,
in the book.
It's really funny how they just put, oh yeah, I work at the highest floor in Twin Towers, and it's so quiet and so nice to work there.
Yeah.
I don't see anything bad ever happening here.
No planes could reach this height.
Yeah, it's so high. I don't see any planes coming this way.
Maybe this is a book that is like a retelling of history. Maybe 9/11 doesn't happen. Maybe that's the point of my year of rest and relaxation. Instead of being stressed about 9/11, they rest and relax.
Yeah.
I think that's my prediction for the end. But we'll see if that actually happens.
I read a little bit more of Sirens and Muses, and also The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And I forgot to say that The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has a lot of...
Corporate jargon.
Yeah, corporate jargon. Yeah, there's... For now. And I don't understand any of it. I understand that somebody got sued, and then the person who sued them lost the trial. And... now they are trying to find some more evidence, but I don't understand why they sued them, or I know that's some bad thing. There's some kind of embezzlement. Yeah, but whatever that means. Well, oh yes, I wanted to show our bags. As I said, we are here because we both love Call Me By Your Name, and parts of Call Me By Your Name were filmed here. So we found a little store that sold some Call Me By Your Name memorabilia. So we bought some tote bags because what else are you gonna buy except like tote bags, even though we have a lot of them, but yeah, they're the same. We bought the same ones.
Yeah, they've got like metal. I don't know.
They have
metal details.
Yeah,
and
like
very thick straps.
Yeah.
And the canvas is very thick. And this sounds like I'm promoting it, but they are really, really
adorable.
Yeah,
cute,
and really
and gay.
Just good. They're really good.
They're really good. We are pumped because we have them.
We're so pumped. We're so pumped for these tote bags.
We both read Call Me By Your Name also book. So
the book is
interesting.
The book is interesting. It's an interesting read.
It has.
It's not for everyone.
I am glad that they didn't put some scenes from the book. If you read the book, you know what scenes. But it's best to keep those scenes in a book and close the book.
Yep.
And don't open it on those pages.
Yep.
I believe I watched a YouTube video by Mel Reeds, and she was reading like weird things my subscribers do with books, and there was like, when I don't like a book, I put it in a bag and then I put it in a freezer. And it was so interesting to hear that people do that. I usually get rid of it as soon as I can.
Why would you put it in a freezer?
I don't know, to freeze the experience. Anyway, yeah, that's it. We rambled for 30 minutes, so good luck editing that. I again forgot to do the outro for our Italy vlog. It's been almost a week since it is a week since my last update with my friend. Anyway, I'm not in Italy anymore, thank God. I am at home. I am on a vacation with my family and with my boyfriend, and I just wanted to do a quick outro and tell you about what happened to us. So I didn't sleep for a whole night. I was really scared we were gonna miss our bus. At the end, the bus did not exist. There was no bus, although the Google Maps said there was no bus. Of course, there was no bus. So we ended up going with train to Milano. And in Milano, we had to take a metro going from one side of Milano to complete other side so we can catch our first bus. So we went on the first bus and we got to Venice. It was all okay. And in Venice, we had like 2 hours stopping. So I don't know if you've ever been in Venice, but in Venice, bus station, the so-called bus station, right? It's actually a big parking, well, it's not even a big, it's a small parking lot, and they're just like this rotunda, and the buses just go around it and park for a little bit and then go away. But there's no information box, nothing at all. Mirta found a guy at a boat tickets box. So she asked him, he just pointed and then closed his like window, so you cannot talk to him anymore basically, which was amazing, really. But we got to a bus, and the bus was the same number as our ticket said. It was Rijeka, big Rijeka, because we were going to Rijeka, right, in Croatia. There was big Rijeka written on the bus, and the driver was constantly yelling Rijeka, Rijeka, Rijeka bus. So we thought, there is no other bus, this is the only one. Our bus needs to go in about 5 minutes, so this is probably the one, right? So we went in the bus, we sat down, we got comfy and everything, and I went to sleep really soon because I didn't sleep a whole night. And we thought that from Venice to Rijeka we didn't have to get out of the bus anymore. It was 4.5 hours of just sitting and sleeping or whatever. And Mirta was editing my video, so she had headphones. So 2 hours passed by, nobody asks our tickets, nobody asked to see our tickets. The driver doesn't do anything, so we thought it's kind of weird, but fine. And I wake up after 2 hours, and I realized that we haven't crossed the border. And by that I mean like from Italy, to Slovenia, to then Croatia. We haven't crossed any border. So I woke up, I realized that, and I was just like, I don't know, it's been 2 hours, we should be quite close now to border at least. So I took out my phone, I looked at our location, Google Maps, and it said we're close to Bologna. Now, Mirta, cue the map of Italy, please, here, so people can see where we had to be and where we were. So I kind of freaked out. I was like, Mirta, I think we're on the wrong bus here, dude. Turns out, which I didn't know it was a thing, but basically there are 2 buses, and one goes from Rijeka, the other one goes to Rijeka, but they come in Venice on the so-called bus station at the same time, and ours was late, and there was not an email that it was gonna be late. We couldn't know that it's going to be late, so we assumed, we didn't ask. We should have asked the bus driver which bus it was, but we were pretty confident and we were really tired. But he didn't ask us for a ticket, so I don't think you can blame just us on this. I think we are to blame, but also they didn't do their job quite, so yeah, yikes. Anyway, we ended up in Bologna. I found tickets, thank God, to Rijeka that were basically going out in like 2 hours after, like at 7 p.m. And we should have been in Rijeka by 6:20 p.m. But now, because we were further away, we will come in Rijeka in 2 a.m., right? But I found tickets. They were really expensive, but I found them, and we got our bus tickets, and we were in Bologna for 2 hours. I would give Italy from 1 to 10 on how comfortable the whole trip was, maybe 5. When we were in the park one afternoon, we were the only ladies in the park, we were the only women in the park. Everyone else was men, and they were like men in groups of 5 to 6 people. So it was just not, I don't say they would do anything, but it's just, the whole vibe was not giving. The next time I go to Italy, I will definitely go with a man. Maybe it will be a different experience, but for one thing, I have to say, I don't think it's everywhere in Italy, because while I was in Venice with my mom and her husband and my little brother, I was walking alone and I felt just fine. So I don't think it's just like complete Italy, but the parts that we were in now were definitely not that comfortable in them. I think Italy is really beautiful. The architecture of Italy is amazing. It was really, truly some of the prettiest churches I've ever seen. They have a lot of churches. and we didn't eat Italian food because I'm celiac and we couldn't eat any gluten, and there's a lot of pasta and pizza in Italy, so we didn't eat any of that. We just ate pokeball, which was kind of funny because we went to Italy and then didn't eat any Italian food, but it's okay. Sirens and Muses, I read those on our like trips, you know. So the book, as I said in the beginning, it followed few characters, and it followed people who actually got either expelled or fired or just didn't have enough money to attend this school, this art academy anymore. So they went to New York to pursue their, you know, arts. We follow two women, one man and another man that was professor. There's not that clear of a plot. It's a character-based book, I would say, because there are a lot of things that happen, but I would not say that one thing is the main thing that happens, right? There are a lot of different aspects of the book, and you're just like following these characters throughout like that year. I believe it's a year or year and a half, but I think it's a year of them going from college to New York and working there and just like living their lives there. I gave the book a 4 stars, just because I did like the writing style. I did read it quite fast. The reason why I gave it 4 stars is because the characters that we follow, I do feel like they weren't completely described as I would want it to be if it's already a character-based book. I didn't feel like I know them a lot. I didn't feel like I know them as much as I should know them, right? In that kind of book. But the book alone, I did like, and I would recommend to people that like those kind of books. For me, I do tend to really enjoy books that are in New York. They're placed in New York City. I read a couple of them, and they're mostly literature drama, and I did enjoy all of them. I would say that I really loved parts where it talked about artists and what does it mean to be an artist and what is actually considered art. And because you have these conceptual artists also in books, you know, that, and is it art, the things that they do, or is art just things that you can paint, or art things that you can feel? So I did enjoy that kind of conversation. I didn't really read that kind of conversation in the books. I tend to gravitate, of course, as I said, towards books that have more of philosophy note if they're literature books. I also like the descriptions of the process of painting and how the paintings are made and what goes through your head. I love that part of it. So if you're interested in that kind of book, you should read this one. Also, I just noticed that like this year is my year of LGBTQ books, because almost every book that I read this year had some kind of sapphic romance, which I love. And the second book that I haven't read yet, that I'm in the middle of currently, I just got past middle point, is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I said, I think in my last update, that it just went over my head like all the business talk, and it's still going over my head, that part, but it just became interesting because the first, I would say the part 1 of the book and first half of the part 2 of the book were kind of slow, and now we kind of got into some more plot things. There are things happening now. I would say if you want to read this book, if you still haven't read it, read trigger warnings. I haven't read the trigger warnings. I didn't know what to even expect of this book, and there was one scene that I'm not gonna mention here, but it was really hard for me to read it. I think it was great description of a scene. I think it was great way of putting it and showing, but I just, you know, it was not enjoyable for me to read it. Definitely, it was really uncomfortable, and I had to kind of like I was reading it, I would be like, oof, okay, I can continue now. Yes, I can continue, and then I would open it and continue. Yeah, thank you for watching this vlog so much. I believe it's going to be probably my longest video so far, but thank you for watching it. Thank you for all the support on my last videos, and thank you for waiting for my last video. And yeah, subscribe if you want to. That would be all of me. That's all of me. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you guys in my next video.
Hey, it's okay,
It's okay
to be gay.